Breaking news, according to my source, NRS is strongly considering 8 DC villains for Mortal Kombat 12 DLCs. Now, let's get into it and take it to the beginning. I originally made a video about Doomsday being in Mortal Kombat 12. If you did not see that video yet, spoiler alert, I don't know which order these videos are going to release. And then I got an update from my source saying that it will be 6 DC villains. A few hours later, I ended up getting the updated list that it will be 8 DC villains. So consider this the official updated video. Let's get to the list. Darkseid is the #1 villain that's going around the office that everybody like and love. He checks all of the boxes on the list. He's a villain, he's killable, and he's going to bring sales, and he's going to do a fantastic job, and he would also do really good as pre-order or as part of a DLC pack. Now, Ed Boon did express that he liked the way that Darkseid played in Injustice 2, which means with that already on the table, he has a shoe-in based on favoritism, of course. So if Ed Boon wants something, he usually get it. Now, my source told me that Darkseid will be one of them heavy rush down characters where he will beat the brakes off of you, but he also will have the opportunity to zone you from the other end of the screen with his what you want to call it, with his eye beams. You know how his eye beams do. Sometimes they go up, down, around and around, those type of things. I think Darkseid is a really good character if you ask me. So seeing Darkseid appear in Mortal Kombat 12 would just be fantastic across the board. That's something they should have did from the beginning, if I'm being honest. Now, the person that I've already made a video about, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail about him because he got his own video, is Doomsday. Doomsday is also on the list to be selected for Mortal Kombat 12. If you want information on that, you're going to have to wait for the Doomsday video to come out if it did not come out already. Check my page and see if you can find a Doomsday video. Now, we're going to move on to Harley Quinn. Now, as mentioned before, I did a video on the DLC females, and she was mentioned in that video too. So if you want to hear the details as to why Harley Quinn was not in Mortal Kombat 11 when she was supposed to be, then you can tune over to that video. If it have not came out yet, then you're just gonna have to wait for that video to come out. It's probably gonna be titled something about top DLC female DLC candidates or something like that. Just stay tuned towards the channel. You know that's your favorite #1 space for Mortal Kombat content, so subscribe and hit like. You know what's up. Now, Deathstroke. Deathstroke checks all the boxes across the board just like Darkseid does. He has guns, he has a knife, he has that mean streak, and he's killable, and he wouldn't be too hard for them to dig through their archives to get moves for him. So if you don't know what I mean by archives, every studio basically have assets. So every move that was created for Injustice 1, Injustice 2, and every other Mortal Kombat game, they have all of those moves stored into a file, which means they can be updated and brought to newer systems, and they can be altered also. Once they're altered, they can look like brand new moves. It's almost like WWE. They scan moves into the game, and they can remove them, or they can alter those moves using computer generated motions, basically, or mocap, whichever one they decide to use. So putting together a Deathstroke character, that would not be hard to believe at all. Now, Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is definitely one of the top people that would do damage in Mortal Kombat 12. Now, I know I said this was a men's list, but hey, Poison Ivy can carry her own. She definitely can carry her own just like Harley Quinn can. Now, Poison Ivy, she would basically be a Cetrion at this point. She can control grass, she can poison people where she can put some poison on you to kind of make your health go down for a certain period of time, and have some cool moves based on elementalness. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there. So I would love to see Poison Ivy in Mortal Kombat 12, and my source told me they would just basically reuse assets, like I said, from Cetrion, and use some unused assets that they were not able to use with Cetrion due to time constraints. And if you don't know when a character is not finished, hit the pause button and look at their movesets. If they don't have a full moveset, then that should be telling you what you need to know. Now, Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze would be a perfect candidate for Mortal Kombat 12, as he would just basically be a Sub-Zero with a gun, but he also can do rush downs, and they can be kind of just a little different with Mr. Freeze. So it's not too much to say about him other than the fact that he will be a fantastic character. Imagine somebody picking Sub-Zero and you go pick Mr. Freeze and he just basically got a freeze gun that can freeze you. I think that'll really kind of slow these Sub-Zero players down a little bit, or give you a different perspective of playing with a different ice character. So that's what I wanted to bring to your attention, guys. Now listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say this here. Scarecrow is one of the characters that will probably be the hardest to bring to Mortal Kombat 12, and I'm gonna be honest, he's all the way at the bottom of the list. What can you really do with Scarecrow unless you use him as a Cetrion copy and paste character? That's all I gotta say about Scarecrow. Now the other person that is a top 3, and I'm gonna tell you which the top ones are. The top one is definitely Darkseid, the second top character is Deathstroke, and the third top character is BANE. BANE being able to power himself up, just kind of how Shao Kahn does with that priest, being able to juice himself up and fight other characters. He can do a lot of damage, and he has this kind of Jax vibe is what he has. So I do see BANE being into the game. Now I know I said 8, but I had to throw some more extra stuff in there for you guys that will help me not have to make so many other videos. Why not just put it all in one video, right? Now I know this was an action-packed video, but I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. Who on this list would you like to see in Mortal Kombat 12? And again, do not take this information as official. It has not been confirmed by NRS, WB, Discovery, or its partners. They will announce this information officially should they decide to go down this route. So take everything with a massive grain of salt. Smash that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, and I will catch you in the next one.